行，我们现在对空。
你把那个关了吧。
Welcome back. You're here live with us at Shinwa Australia's Sydney Bureau here at the Yancoal coal mine in Moolarben in New South Wales. Now, we just had a chat with Mr. Zhang, who's the big boss here at the Yancoal coal mine. But if you follow me, we're going to have a chat with one of the Australian guys who makes everything here happen. This is Steve. He runs the coal mine here in Australia. Now, I just had a great chat with Mr. Zhang earlier about the partnership between China and Australia here at Yancoal. So, can you tell me a bit about that from an Australian perspective?
The strengthening relationship between China and Australia has been a wonderful thing for us here at Moolarben. The continual support and backing of our business has seen it transform into one of the largest coal mining operations in Australia.
So that's been different, you know, having a Chinese boss instead of an Aussie one?
There are some cultural differences, there's no question. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are all striving for the same outcome. And that is, of course, to run an efficient business that it produces a quality product for our customers.
Now, we've had a chat before, and like you were telling me about, like, you know, the autonomy that you get here. Like, it's unlike anything else, like, especially with the ownership. Can you tell us all a bit about that?
One of the things with our business, we have seen a huge expansion over the last 2 years. The great opportunity that we've been given here to grow that business, support we've had from corporate has been very, very unique. And each and every one of us here have been very, very fortunate and very grateful for that opportunity.
Now, I don't know if you guys watching can appreciate this mine is absolutely massive. So for for everyone here, Steve, can you tell them just how big this mine is?
Our mining operation currently produces, or for this year, will produce around 14 million RON tonnes this year. We will see our operation over the next 2 to 3 years expand that production to 20 million tonnes per annum. So it's a big operation. We have some 650 employees, and as I said, we are currently producing in excess of 1 million tonnes per month every month that we're in operation.
So that's like a lot of coal. So what are some of the challenges you face when dealing with like those kind of numbers, and just the place being this big?
Obviously, it's the interfaces. So when you have all the moving parts that we have here in an organisation or a business of this size, it is always going to present its challenges. For me, it's all about making sure that we're all working towards a common goal, and it's making sure that all those moving pieces come together.
Now, for anyone watching, Chapter was, you know, ratified in 2015. It's the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement. It's been great for Australia. Our friend Shinwa Andrew was the one that signed Singapore for Australia. So it's boundless economic opportunities for both Australian and Chinese businesses. So has Chapter at all, you know, had any difference here at Yancoal?
Obviously, the China Free Trade Agreement provides ongoing opportunity for both market and trade in our country, and certainly Yancoal plays a part in that business.
And what about working here for you has been the most rewarding? You can't say, you know, it's a red wine country, you can't be anything, but working here in the lab, what's been the most rewarding part of that?
As I said earlier, the big reward for us is seeing the transformation of our business. So we've come, you know, our business has doubled in the last 2 years. You know, it's created a great future for our employees. It's also given some real opportunity for our local community, the region we work in, and of course those opportunities are numerous.
Finally, what would you say to other businesses, corporations, anyone that, you know, wants to do, like, about foreign investment, wants to do business with China? Do you have any message to share with them?
Look, I'm absolutely encouraging. Foreign investment is absolutely critical for our industry, for our sector. If you look at Moolarben, it is a real good story. It shows the benefits of that investment. As I said, it has seen our organisation double in the last couple of years, and the opportunities that brings not only for our business but our regions, our communities are fantastic.
Thanks so much for the chat, Steve. Good speaking to you.
Thank you.
Good on, mate. Okay, so now we're going to keep walking. We've got here, this is Trent. He runs you want to have a look at this whole plant. This is Trent's baby. Now, Trent, if you can tell the people as we make our way this way, just a little bit about, you know, what is this plant actually for?
Okay, so this is the processing plant for all of the coal that the open cut produces here in Moolarben. We wash coal at 1,800 tonnes an hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means that we'll process around 13.5 million tonnes of coal this year.
Yeah. So, okay, the area that I'm going to now, can you tell me a little bit about what this process actually involves?
So this is our product conveyor system. Takes our product coal out to our stockpile, where we can stockpile up to 400,000 tonnes of washed coal.
So this is also running 24 hours a day, non-stop.
Absolutely, the whole plant all runs together all day long.
What's your favourite part about working here, mate?
Oh, I love working in a place that's always expanding, new opportunities, you know, and it's just good vibe working with the Chinese.
Thank you so much for bringing me here, mate.
Cheers, Wellington too.
Okay, guys, now we're going to be heading up all the way to the top here. Now, before we start walking, guys, the person operating the camera is definitely afraid of heights, so even if we go a little bit slow, don't worry, we're still going to get all of this in. Now, this is what Trent was talking about. As you can see, we'll stop just for a second. You can imagine, just look at how much this is consistent. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, more and more and more coal. This is a conveyor belt, but it's coal that's fueling the Belt and Road Initiative. So always remember that. It might be a small sum part of this, but it's all connected to a bigger scale. So let's keep going up here now. If you want to take a look, even from only this high up, you can see just how far and wide this whole operation extends. And you've got to imagine that it's not just about what you can see here, what you can see at the horizon. We're talking something that extends kilometres all the way down. It's no small thing here at Moolarben. Let's keep going. Hope you enjoy watching back, you guys. Now, down there, we're going to take you on a special tour of that dozer in maybe about 10 minutes time, so don't go anywhere. Let's keep going. It's going to start getting a bit noisy. I'm going to have to do a bit louder. So I hope you're all ready to follow along. Now, we're going to be walking up to where there's this huge coal chute where all of this goes, and then as you can see, you've got the dozers working just over there, sorting it all out. Let's keep going. Now we'll keep walking up, now we get down to a point. If you want to look down, you can appreciate just how high up we're getting and how far we're going. But make sure, and hopefully my camera guy doesn't fall over, and make sure it doesn't keep coming. You don't want to touch that cable. If you're ever at a coal mine, do not touch that cable because this will shut the whole thing down. Don't do it. Come on. Let's keep walking up and down. Also, just in case you're wondering, these lights that are here, they're here for the parties that get thrown by the mine like at night, but you've got to be like a super special VIP. Great raves to have. Anyway, we're coming up to the top now. Another look. Let me just look from there all the way across. Now, if you can see, if you direct up to where the conveyor belt is there, the open cut mines are over that horizon in between those 2 rows of trees. I don't know if you can see it yet, but you should be able to see it just shortly. That goes 2.5 kilometres all the way down to one of the open cut mines that are here. It truly is like massive in scale. Up now, guys. See, they're trying to clean for us, but it's still dirty. Like, don't, for all the mothers out there watching, or even the fathers that stay at home, this is shocking. Oh, what is this? Come on. Yes, there's constant doors and gates here. Now, Grant is the health and Safety Manager here at Yancoal. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. So what exactly are we looking at here?
Right, so at the moment we're 22 metres above the ground, directly over our coal stockpile area. All of the people, all of the equipment, all of the activities that you would have seen basically contribute to getting our coal to this point. Most of the coal that you see will end up with our customers in China.
So tell me about what does it mean to be the HR and Safety Manager here?
So basically I'm responsible for the people component of the business. So I try and split my time between safety, which is making sure that we've got the right processes, procedures and everybody's adhering to them and they're safe. And on the human resources side, making sure we've got the right people with the right skills so that they can do the jobs they need to do.
Sound like a real people person, mate. But how hard is it to keep everyone here safe?
Look, at times it seems pretty difficult, but as long as you've got the right processes, the right procedures, the right equipment, and everybody looking after each other, basically we've got one of the best performances in the business in terms of our safety performance. So it goes pretty well for us.
So just in terms of like an average day, what do you get up to?
Okay, so start the day at a pre-start meeting when the crews start. Essentially making sure that everybody's safe, there hasn't been any incidents on site, making sure our procedures are being followed. A lot of my time at the moment is we're recruiting 140 people for our new underground operation, so doing a lot of recruitment activities at the moment.
So from what I've seen, this is like an incredibly safe enterprise, but what are some of the normal things that you have to do? Like maybe paper cuts, stop toes, or is there anything like in general that...
One of the biggest risks that we've got, and you can see a lot of it out here right now, is the interaction between equipment and people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of equipment in a small space. So one of the biggest issues we have is making sure that essentially they don't run into each other.
So obviously we've spoken about this like throughout the live feed here today for the Belt and Road Initiative, and you've got Chinese ownership here in Yancoal. What have you learned about Chinese culture just from that experience, like a experience?
Yeah, look, it's been really enjoyable. We're pretty fortunate here at Moolarben. We've had a lot of interaction with our Chinese management team in Sydney. From Yancoal, we've also had a lot of visitors from Yancoal and Yanjiao, our parent companies. We've had exchange programs with Chinese employees. We've actually got a couple of Chinese employees here. Look, the cultures are different, but I think a lot of times the values are the same. When the values are the same, it's the relationship that's important. We have a really good relationship. At times we have our issues, but they're communication issues. There's a Chinese saying, a peaceful family will prosper. And when we have our issues, we work them out pretty quickly. We're prospering, so obviously it's true.
It's been working. Tell me about the drop beers here, mate.
Yeah, you've got to be careful when you go over it, particularly around the trees. Just don't stand under the trees. Those drop beers are dangerous.
Thank you so much. That was Grant, who runs the health and safety here at the mine. Now, I'm pretty sure, guys, we're going to be going to some drone footage. Are we going to drone footage? No. Okay, so we're going to head back down there. Open the gate. Now, if we are going to the drone footage, great. If not, follow me down. Now, take a look. You can see just how far we've came up, and all the way down there, that's where we made our way while you were watching. You can see the huge CHPP plant where Trent just told you how all the coal gets washed and processed within that plant. We wanted to take you in there, but it's a bit too noisy in there. But keep going, let's go. What this coal mine is going to become once they've finished mining the coal. That kind of area, it's going to be rejuvenated to look exactly like that. All the trees, all the pastures, everything is going to come back once they've finished mining all the coal. It's going to be great. But until then, mutually beneficial win-win scenarios, very prosperous. The Belt and Road Initiative is actually alive here in Moolarben. Let's go. I'll make sure I try not to fall. I hope you can appreciate watching. It's very difficult trying to turn around, but I'm trying not to fall over and cause an incident here, especially with the safety guy just sitting behind me. So you can see down there, we're going to be having a chat to Dylan later. He's the one that drives the dozers, modelling in front of the thing. He's waving at us. Let's keep going now. Hopefully the drone footage is on. If not, so I hope everyone watching appreciates just how important it is to have mines like this, but also to have that great relationship where this foreign investment is coming in from Yancoal into Australia and creating these opportunities not just for the workers, but across the world by shipping the coal to places and then ensuring that there's a continual supply of power all across the world. Let's go. Now we're going to be making our way down into where the bulldozer goes on. My cameraman, he's very happy now because he's safe. There was a bit of a wobble there before, but don't worry. He's going to be on hard ground soon. So if you see the camera actually go down and kiss it, you know that's what's happening. Let's keep going over this way. So if you take a look, we were just up there, up on that walkway. So as you can see, the belt goes all the way up to the top. And if you can see off in the distance, just that way, past the bulldozer, where the actual other dozer's working, you can see the chute that's dropping it down into the coal piles where it's going to be worked and processed. See, what you have to understand about this whole process here produces these. This is some of the coal that gets mined in this coal mine in Moolarben. Now, you might look at this and go, okay, it's just some insignificant piece of coal. It's useless. It has no value. But the truth of the matter is that this piece of coal and millions and billions of it like it are going to put an end to poverty. Now, this might be a bit of a stretch for you. You might think, okay, well, what's this guy talking about here from Shinmai and Sydney? How is this going to put an end to poverty? But see, when you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, you'll see that I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. That it will make a whole lot of sense. Now, coal just like this is shipped from here in Yancoal, Moolarben, all the way across the world. So it ends up in places like China. Now, this kind of coal, this thermal coal, is used to, power industry, used in power plants to then build the things that are fueling their current infrastructure drive. Now that infrastructure drive is what the Belt and Road Initiative basically is. The Belt and Road Initiative, what they're doing is it's like a rebirth of the ancient Silk Road trading routes, both land and maritime, in order to, it's basically to increase not just economic opportunities, not just trade opportunities, but better the lives of millions and billions of people around the world, especially those that are marginalised and living in developing countries that are getting such a huge leg up from the Belt and Road Initiative. And I can sit here and I can tell you, all these keywords, but what's more important is looking at the examples. This piece of coal goes to places like Vietnam where they're building power stations. Now, you could think in terms of, it's just a power station. But when you build a power station, you have to build all the things that go along with it. The cities, the towns, the roads, schools, entertainment options, all of this is helping to create and bring people up from nothing. And this is not just in Vietnam, it's all across Asia this is happening. And then you look at other ways in which a Belt and Road actually works. It's not just via land, it's via the sea as well. So the port of Pitgas in Greece right now is experiencing major improvements because of the Belt and Road Initiative. Huge amounts of shippings that are coming through in Greece now that just a couple of years ago was in massive economic crisis. It is bringing these people out of poverty. It is helping people. But again, it's not just Europe or Hungary or Italy or everywhere else that it's touched. You've got to look at Africa, which is one of the biggest and most major beneficiaries of the Belt and Road Initiative, where in Kenya you've got new railroads built that are connecting one end of Kenya to the other with trains. And then you've got in Ethiopia, in Nairobi, basically the entire country of Ethiopia is experiencing a massive infrastructure boost that's bringing these poor people, these marginalised people, into urban areas, out of poverty, giving them job opportunities, educating them. But the most important thing that you have to remember throughout all of this is it's not just up to China. Everyone in the world should be participating, because this is one of the most exciting and transformational projects the world has ever seen. It's taking the ancient Silk Road and bringing it to a level where even Marco Polo himself, who was around from back then, wouldn't have the words to write just how important this is to the world. And it's that process that you wouldn't even think it starts with coal like this mined here at Yancoal. Because you think about it as a full circle. This piece of coal goes and fuels the Belt and Road Initiative. Then the money, the investment that creates the job opportunities come back here to Yancoal, here in Australia. So we're a part of it regardless. It's all of this that is demonstrating the strong partnership between not only China and Australia, between not only Yancoal and Australia, but the possibilities that the Belt and Road can bring, and the poverty that it can bring millions and billions of marginalised people around the world because of pieces of coal just like this one. Anyway, come on. So if you've just joined us, we just had a chat about coal. And now this is here for the Belt and Road Initiative. We are going to be looking at this beast of a dozer. My main man Dylan, who's the operator here. How's it going, mate? Thank you. Will you be able to give us a bit of a tour about this giant piece of machinery, mate?
Righto, so this is one of three of our stockpile dozers that we run here at Yancoal. Here the other two run at the line. We're currently loading a train. You can tell by the sheer size of it. With the coal blade on the front,
Yeah.
the coal blade is 8 metres wide. And from the bottom of the blade to the top of the machine, we're looking at 4.5 metres high. And the blade itself is capable of pushing approximately 100 tonnes of coal. Every cycle that it does, it's got a 12-cylinder 30.5 litre diesel engine that powers it. And the machine itself weighs in at approximately 100 tonnes.
100 tons. Let's go for a walk if you can and just... It's basically like a tank truck. Let's do it. So what's all this? Is this part of the mechanism that rotates the tracks, or?
Yeah, so this is our drive here at the back, and everything else is an idler.
Yeah.
So engaging into the pinion, one track either side to drive the machine along to push that 100 tonnes worth of coal.
Right. Henry, if you want to take a look, come this way, guys. If you want to take a look, just how big this is. I'm 5'10", if I'm lucky, and as you can see, it's huge, absolutely massive. This isn't even the biggest piece of machinery that is here in Yancoal at the Malawi mine. This is in the mid-range compared to some of the other big things they've got now. This is where you... As you can appreciate, big piece of machinery here. This is something that Dylan drives. What's it like to drive one of these? let's teach you some. So, ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao. That means, literally, when you translate, it's the most Aussie kind of greeting you can ever imagine. It's just like, you good? So, ni hao, you good? You got your Mandarin sorted. Now, just finally, like, you know, what message do you give to just like the average punters about, like, you know, the partnerships? People who say the partnerships like this with like the Chinese company and then with the Australian company aren't good.
You guys have seen today for yourself. Market and sand. So that brings in the opportunity for expansion, which is coming all around us. So the expansion's there, the continuity of your operation with the emerging of Australia. But it also helps drive economic growth, which is a critical factor, which has helped our community to economic growth driven and also job creation comes on the back of it. So it's been nothing awful.
No worries. Thank you so much for your time today, mate. It's a pleasure. Now that's about it we've got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure you know you're liking, you're sharing, you're retweeting, you're sending the love hearts on Facebook. Because why me? I love you too. Make sure you share this. I want to say a big thank you to everybody here at the Yancoal coal site. Mr. Zhang, Trent, Grant, Steve, Dylan, and very most special thank you to all of you for watching. Until next time, this is Shinwai Australia Sydney Bureau, live here from Yancoal, signing off. Thanks, guys.